Get back into the flow of things and get the season started. Camp is over. We've kind of well documented everything with camp with this football team and what we've been going to do for the last 3 weeks. But we had a great workout today in pads, getting back into the mindset of the season where Tuesday's a pads day. Had a great workout today, very physical workout today, but we've got a lot of things we still need to get done as far as our getting sharp, getting our timing. You know, there's a fine line between getting your players fresh and just pulling them out of pads and going in shorts every day, and at the same time being able to make sure you can stay polished up on the fundamental things that you have to do. So had a very physical practice today. But it was an excellent practice. I love the attitude. I keep saying the team and the leadership. I think from a defensive standpoint, Chris Kosh, the defensive staff have really done an excellent job just continuing to emphasize running to the ball and doing all the little things that we have to get done the right way. But I think they are kind of really crossing every T and dotting every I and really doing a nice job of raising the standard and raising the bar for this defense. Just because we're out of camp doesn't mean it's time to pull off. If anything, this is a time to really put the pedal to the metal and really start pushing harder as we get ready for the season. Offensively, I think it's just really important that we continue to harp on the little things. That's where the details are. And the little things, landmarks, steps, pad placement, and being able to stay polished up as far as our execution of being able to throw the ball in the air. I'm very grateful that Tropical Storm Isaac has contributed has worked with us this week. I was really worried at the beginning of the week we weren't going to get out at all this week and be able to throw the ball around. And so it was really nice to be able to get out there and throw the ball around. But most importantly, I'm excited about the season. I keep saying that. This is the next step. We've got a new partnership with 98.7 The Fan going on. Excited to get that started, along with, I guess, the promotional thing that's going on with that relationship and that partnership for tickets are $9.87, so we encourage everybody to come out and support the program this week. I know season ticket sales are going excellent. They even told me earlier that it looks like the Florida State game won't even go to single game sales because season ticket sales are going so well. So I encourage everybody to get on board because it's going to be an exciting season as we move forward. Once we get past us and we really start looking at our opponent, I think as much as this week we are looking from a game plan standpoint at our opponent, I think the big thing we've got to do is make sure we worry about ourselves and control what we can control, which is us. But when you do look at our opponent, I think we play an excellent football team this weekend. Russ has done a great job with that program. He's been there for a couple years now. He's rebuilding it. I had the opportunity to play him when he was a defensive coordinator at William & Mary. When they won back in that day was the Yankee Conference Championship when I was at Connecticut. He does a great job. He has a great defensive mind. They've got a really good football team returning. They have 17 returning starters on this football team. And when you look at them from a year ago, they were very similar to us in that they lost 4 games by a total of 5 points. But this is the first time that they've had back-to-back winning seasons in about 20 years. So when you look at this football team in Tennessee Chattanooga, I think is an up-and-coming program. I think it's a very strong program, but I think it starts on the defensive side of the ball. That's where they have the most strength. When you look at them statistically, they are one of the stronger teams as they've been the #1 defense in the Southern Conference. Last year, they led the league in scoring defense, total defense, pass efficiency defense. They led them in turnovers. They led them in 3rd down, 4th down. I mean, they're one of the stronger defenses in that league. And when you look at why, they're very aggressive. They're not very complicated in what they do schematically. They line up and they play, but they're very good at what they do. Like I said, very similar to when we played them when he was at William & Mary. They have pretty much the same structure, but they play extremely aggressive. They return 9 starters on the defensive side of the ball, and I think it's going to be a great challenge for our offense. We're going to have to go out. I think keys of the game, we're going to have to be able to protect the ball, and we're going to have to be able to execute on 3rd down. Are going to be 2 real keys for our offense in this football game. When you look at them offensively, pretty much all runs through the quarterback. That's where it all starts. Come back to a little bit to Terrell Robinson, who was the newcomer of the year last year as a freshman in the league. But they have great depth at running back. They're doing it by committee. They have about 3 running backs that are very talented for them, playing for them. They have 4 of their 5 offensive linemen are returning starters. They have great chemistry. They handle movements well. They do a lot of zone protections, not a lot of man protections. where they kind of eat things up and when they turn it back, and they do a really good job of communicating and working together. Their wide receiver, Anthony, is a big 6'5" wide receiver. He's excellent in the red zone. He's a real threat in the red zone, but I think he's an excellent football player. I think overall, when you look at this football team, as I said before, it all starts around the quarterback, because the quarterback is like a two-headed monster. They're very balanced as an offensive football team, and that they run it and they throw it pretty balanced number-wise when you go through the season last year. But everything that they ask their running backs to do, they ask their quarterback to do. So they can get in the one back and run the quote, T-bill offense, where the quarterback has the ball under his arm most of the time, and that's where it all starts, is at the quarterback position. But